Welcome to another Wrestling on Wheels podcast. I'm your host, Wrestling on Wheels, and I am with the man, the myth, the legend, SyKawtic. Now, we got a couple questions for you there, bud. So, what got you into professional wrestling?
Really just growing up, I wanted to be a wrestler. I grew up watching like early 2000s, so Hardy Boys back in the day. Kane was one of my favorites, so pretty much watching the Attitude Era and transition to the Ruthless Aggression era kind of just made me want to get into the business. It's always been a dream of mine.
So as you can tell, and you wrestle with one arm. So does that kind of play a factor into it, or does that not even matter?
So in a way, I've always kind of thought that like my disability gives me an advantage, because now my brain has to operate to be different, and so it's like I always have to be innovative with every move that I make, because it's easy for me, but I know it's not an easy thing, so it is kind of challenging sometimes, but that challenge is why I guess I'm the way I am.
Yeah. And like with me having a disability too,
and I stand up for people like us. That's why I'm in this.
And it's weird because you never see people with a disability like moving out their dreams like we do.
Yeah. Especially people really born with one. Like, of course, we have wrestlers who have like lost their legs and stuff, and which is unfortunate for them. But like, one of the things that I looked into before I joined was to see like if there was like any other one-arm wrestler or anything, and I couldn't really find one. I know there was a one-arm UFC fighter. I was like, wait, there's not a one-arm wrestler, So I wanted to use this as a platform, like I said, to really show like anything's possible.
So do you wrestle for like any other promotions outside of Norfolk?
Yeah, I wrestled for Norfolk, KCXW, which that's my home promotion. Tri-State Wrestling, Show Me State Wrestling, Skill, which is a lucha wrestling show, and then I just do random charity events. I do random festivals, just anywhere that I book me.
So, like, what? I guess my question to you is, where do you see Psychotic going? Do you hope to go like pro one day?
So if I ever got a chance, I would want to go to TNA, simply because I grew up also watching TNA. And I watched it back when it was 6-hour reign. Jeff was there, you had Kurt Angle there, you had Biss, Sabu, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. So like, I would love to go to TNA, but wherever my career takes me, being a Jeff Hardy fan, I try to live in the moment. I try not to think too far in the future, I want to go here, I want to go there. Just wherever the opportunity
arises.
Yeah, that's where I'll be.
So my next question to you is what's up with the 4-5? Like, can you give us a little background on that?
So
4-5, because I've seen that tonight.
Yeah, the 4-5 is a sentimental number. Not to dim things out. So originally my number was 13, like Psychotic 13, and I used to put 13 on everything. And then a couple of years ago, or actually last year, my pops passed away, and his number was 45 on everything. So like, just like how I put 13 on everything, he puts 45 on everything. So it was like, it's a tribute to him. He was somebody who, let's be honest, didn't think that I would be doing this, but he was real proud of me doing this. So it's a tribute to him. He's kind of the reason behind the Psychotic madness. That's what the number is, and it got a nice little catch to it, 4-5. That's really how you pronounce it, the 4-5. But once people get a hang on to it, So once people get a hang on to it.
So have you ever been like a champion for like any promotion?
For a couple of hours, I was interim champion, but I'll take it though because it was one of the checklists, that I was like, hey, I want to get into this and I want to be a champion. It was once again lost it to Wild and Untamed, so they're 2-1 against me, but it was a good match. It was awesome. The titles got to go from me and Iron Pitbull to them, and it was awesome.
Right, and we've seen you face Kenny Kingston in this promotion as well.
Yeah, you're at no fault. We got a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, we got a love-hate relationship. Because he thinks he's the big dog, but
he's him. Like I said, love him, hate him.
Either you love him or hate him.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's really rare to see people with disabilities fighting in.
Yeah, especially being Brazilian, don't stay down. And also, like the face paint, it's something that I want to get to people. Don't be afraid to be yourself too. I know, not to kind of sound cocky, I know I'm a pretty decent looking guy. I don't need the face paint, but I wear the face paint because it's the way that I express myself. And it's just one of those things where I get told you don't need it, be yourself. If it's something you like, do it.
And this man right here, ladies and gentlemen, is to follow your dreams. I look up to this man. I've watched him on YouTube at home, and I've seen some Psychotic stuff. If you haven't already, please come and check him out. He is one of the most down-to-earth people you will ever meet in your life. But I think that's all I got for you, brother. But I want to say thank you again for coming on here. Thank you very much. And I will catch you guys on another episode of Wrestling with Will.